Hi everyone, Matteo here. Episode 6 of Brewing some Moka pots with the Induction hob, and today we are switching Moka. So for the past 5 episodes I was brewing with the Lavazza Carmencita Pro, but I was thinking to change to stainless steel, following my video about the Venus 4 cups Moka pot, and I was thinking, okay, let's brew some coffee following what I was saying in the video. The videos from this series are more like slowing down and talk about what we are doing instead of like just shouting information one after the other one. Two different kind of contents. So let's brew with the Venus. What we're gonna do in the video, I was saying about the fact that with the Venus 4 cups, light roast, in my opinion, was coming better than dark roast. Okay, so I was thinking for this episode 6, let's try to brew some dark roast with the Venus and let's see how can I make it better. Okay, so to brew dark roast with the Venus 4 cup, I need a dark roast coffee. In this video I will brew some coffee from Gold Stripe, that is a roastery from Texas, West Texas, in Lubbock, and I want to thank Zane for giving me some coffee. Thank you so much, first of all, for dropping by to the Houston SCA Expo. It was very nice meeting you, and thank you very much for giving me some coffee. Thanks again, Zane. This video is not sponsored by Gold Stripe. Zane was like super nice to give me some coffee, and I said, yeah, I accepted. No money involved. No sponsorship, okay? This is a single origin from Colombia, from Cauca, and so yeah, let's see how it's going. Let's look at the beans. As you can see, it's very nice dark. Let's start to think about how we're gonna do dosing, grinding, and everything. All right, so let's grind the coffee. I think I will grind it as I was finishing last time. Last time with the 3 cups, I ground a 6 with the Sculpture 78S. So we can start also from this point. I know it's not the same Moka pot, might something go to change, but let's start with 6. We saw that for the Carmencita Pro, it was working. So let's see. I'm going to dose. I want to see how many grams is going to fit. I will start with 18 grams and then we will see. Sculpture 78S at 6. We are over coffee. So regarding the dosing, okay, just like going back from the video that I posted last time about the Venus 4 cups, when I was saying 18 grams, okay, I take this dose as an average, okay. I understand that some of you were saying, but I can fit 20-21 grams, okay. Yes, I understand. The point is that you need to think also about like the kind of coffee you're brewing. I already said this in previous videos. I can repeat it without problem. So depending on how dense is the coffee, the weight can change, okay? If the coffee is more dense, it's going to weigh more in the same space that's occupied inside the basket. If the coffee is darker roast, will weigh less because it's less dense. So the beans roasted more, expand more, and also lose more water. I want to show you, like, for example, if I have this dark roast, I think that 18 grams is too much. I will show you now so you can see better. So if I'm going to distribute the coffee and then I'm gonna give a couple of taps, you will see that the level of the coffee is above the rim of the basket. And this is because it's dark roast. It weighs less for the same volume. If I was putting a light roast here with 18 grams, the level would be lower. Okay, so you can fit more. That is why I say 18. 18 is just because for me it's an average, okay, for a medium roast. So of course, if you brew in dark roast, you will fit less coffee in grams. If you brew light roast, you will put more coffee in grams for the same volume, close parentheses. Should I take it out? Maybe yes, or maybe not. Maybe I want to distribute a bit better. Maybe I can fit it. I will force it a bit, okay? Maybe it's not good at the end as a result, but we will see. We'll keep this in mind. Maybe distribute better, maybe a couple of taps more. Let's see if this is going to be good. Okay. All right. It's good. Okay, it's good distributed. Again, very important thing. In moka pots, distribute well the coffee. Okay. Now, water. What I was saying before in the video is that for me, when I brew dark roast, having a full boiler, 200 grams, is too much. It's too much water because with dark roast, we need less water, okay? Light roast, more water, dark roast, less water. Because if we have too much water, it will extract more bitterness because the coffee is more soluble and will extract too much bitterness. So let's reduce the amount of water. I will start with 170, okay, in the boiler. So 170, room temperature, and that's how we're gonna start. All right. Once this is done, place the basket with the coffee. We don't put any paper filter here. We just keep it normal now. We will see later if we need, maybe not, maybe yes, we will see. Now, moka is here, it's time to brew. Now, let's talk about temperature, okay? Let's talk about the power, okay? If we are in the gas, minimum, maximum, if we talk about electric as well, if we talk about induction, okay? The power, the heat, okay? Until the last episode with the aluminum moka pot, with the Carmencita Pro, I was brewing starting at 1200 watt with the induction hob, and it was going okay, and then I was reducing the temperature. But when I start to brew in the same way, with the same power, with the Venus 4 cups, I was showing in the video, keeping at 1200 of watt, the coffee was coming out in less than 1 minute. It was very fast, okay? That doesn't mean it's bad, all right? I was just saying it's fast. Now, when it's fast, what happens, all right? You want to discover? Let's discover what happens when we're brewing it in a fast way, all right? Take the timer. So let's see with this coffee at what time is coming out. Power on and go. So for the Venus 4 cup, works very well on induction. With the Venus 2 cups, because the base is a bit smaller, it doesn't really work on induction. If you have an induction hob and you want a smaller moka pot stainless steel like the Venus 2 cup, you can get an adapter. It's something that I want to use in the future for other videos. It's something like this. So it's a diffuser, and for induction, you place it on top. So this is going to get hot and you can place any other. Oh, we missed the chances of the coffee coming out. Is 1 minute and 12, the coffee was coming already out. As you see, when you brew, let me reduce the power, otherwise it's going to be a mess. Exactly. Okay, let's turn it off. All right, so as you see is this, okay? I missed the point of the coffee coming out because I was talking, sorry about that, but that's the beautiful thing of doing these videos, okay? So, coffee was very fast, 1 minute 30, even less, 1 minute 20, the coffee is done. Does it taste good or not? Okay, is it good this way to brew the coffee when it's a dark roast? Maybe yes. Is it good as well when you brew light roast? Maybe, we will see, maybe in the future, probably, in the same pot. I don't know yet. Let's see how is the process is going. So, we have our coffee. Now, let's measure the yield. I'm not gonna forget about that this time. And let's see how much grams we have. Okay. It's 118.6. Okay, I'm going to round it up. 119. One thing that I noticed, I didn't say anything in the Venus video, maybe I should have, is the fact that there is a lot of water remaining in the pot. Is usually around 30 grams of water from the water you put. So, and that is going to, of course, affect the extraction. So having less water maybe is going to be even better for dark roast, but we need to taste. The aroma is very fruity. That's nice. All right, let's take 1 cup and let's taste the coffee. At the same time, I'm taking the refractometer so we can check the total dissolved solutes. The coffee is very fruity. It's very good for a dark roast, but it's weak. There is a good acidity. The fact is this, like, it really depends how you like to drink your coffee. Now, as I said in the video, in the 4-cup Venus, if you're expecting something like espresso punchy, no, it's not, because the TDS is like 3.75. Remember when I was brewing the coffee with the Carmencita Pro in the previous videos, we were going over 5% of total dissolved solutes, and we had that kind of like strong, very bold, kind of like taste, and the flavors like very close to espresso. Espresso is between 8 to 12, okay, depending on the recipe and stuff. So having 5, above 5 is something that's closer as intensity, the boldness of the espresso. If I was placing full water in the boiler, that TDS would be even lower. So as I say in the video, the Venus 4-cup, when I do dark roast, I place less water to reduce this amount of bitterness. Okay, so we put less water in the boiler to increase the TDS. Of course, it's higher than when we put the water until below the valve. We reduce the bitterness, okay. Can I extract more? Maybe yes, honestly. Why this coffee came kind of like light, okay? The grind size now, we ground a 6. If we grind finer, we're going to increase the contact surface between coffee and water, probably the contact time as well, so we will extract more. Another thing is that what I want to do today, I just want to change this. I want to control the temperature because I found this very fascinating. Let's control the temperature. What we're going to do now is let's brew the same coffee with the same grind size, the same dose, so we'll keep 18 with 170 in the boiler, but I will brew it with a lower temperature in the induction hob. And let's see how the coffee changes. So by changing the power of the heat, what's going to be the result in the cup? Okay, so now I'm going to clean everything and we're going to make a second coffee with a different power on the induction hob. All right, let's go with the second brew. Now, of course, I'm going to brew the same coffee. And I will put the same dose, let's keep it 18. And we're going to grind it in the same way, so 6 with the Sculpture 78S. Let's distribute the coffee. Again, very important. Oh. All right, it's perfect. Let's press the water again. No, this one. 170 grams. 170. Even if water will remain in the Moka, of course I said like around 30 grams. It's good to be consistent also in this because you know that you will use more or less the same water every time. It's all about consistency. Let's place the baskets in and let's go back on the stove. What we're gonna do? So in the previous one we were at 1200. All right, what on the hob? If I go with the lowest one, in the meantime, let's start the timer. I can go 300, 200. Let's go to 300 this time, okay? And let's see how long it will take for the water to come out. So definitely the water will take longer time to warm up, for the mocha pot to create the pressure and to push the water up. Is the water will be slower to pass through the coffee. This will increase the contact time in between coffee and water. So having a more extracted coffee, we can take this information from the total dissolved solids, because we have the yield, we have the TDS, so we can see the difference in between the previous brew and this one in terms of quantity of solids that the water is able to extract from the coffee inside the basket. At this time, the previous mocha was already finished. It's like 1:30. So let's see when this is gonna come. Okay, we have 2 minutes now. No sign of coffee. We're at 3 minutes. No coffee yet. 4 minutes. No coffee yet. You saw me place the water, right? I did put it. I smell the coffee. So brewing is brewing. So it should come out very soon. We have 5 minutes. I'm expecting the coffee coming out in any seconds. And it's coming. Okay, it's coming very slow, as you can see. Okay, let's keep it like this. I'm very curious now to see how it will taste. So very slow brewing. Stronger or more extracted doesn't mean anything, okay? Doesn't mean that higher extraction is better or higher strength is better. First of all, it's very personal opinion, okay? The way I brew the coffee, the way I like to drink the coffee is different probably from your way, but we will see. Okay. Coffee is coming slowly. We are 7 minutes 30. This is going slowly. It's going very fast now, so probably it's going to end up brewing in any second. And there we go. So now it's up to bubbling. We turn it off. All right. Okay. 7 minutes 50. Before it was like, let's say 1 minute 30. I mean, you see the difference. And this is going to be the same if you are on the gas stove or even if you are on electric ceramic stove, okay? More power you give and faster it's going to come up. Now, we need to understand if faster or slower, which one can be better for this coffee. Let's see if we achieve a similar yield. I will say more or less yes. It's 115 grams of coffee beverage. So the yield. Okay, let's grab another cup. Change the color. It's nice. The aroma is sweeter compared to the previous one. The previous one, the aroma was brighter. Okay, let's see the taste also if it's different. Okay, so the taste isn't much different, to be honest. It's more sweet. I think it's a bit more pleasant, to be honest, compared to the other one. It's more appealing, okay? Now, let's see the difference in total soft solids and, of course, the extraction. Okay, the taste in the cup it's clean, all right? It's a bit light, like the other one, so probably won't be so much difference, the TDS. It's kind of like, I can feel a bit sweetness in this cup, probably because like we had like a longer contact time between coffee and water. It's not extremely sweet. It's not also bitter, so it's fine. I'm very curious to see the TDS. TDS, Oh, okay. It didn't make much difference, this contact time in between coffee and water and brewing the mocha pot. TDS is 3.81, basically. Okay. The previous one was 3.75. This one is 3.81, 3.82. Right now, 3.81. So that's very fascinating, okay? The fact that the numbers are more or less the same. So that's why I always taste before taking the numbers, because I don't want the number to affect my perception. I can say the cup is a bit sweeter, not too much. Changing like 0.05 is basically nothing. And we're gonna see now with the numbers. Let's actually calculate. How is the extraction of the coffee, okay? I'm going to basically calculate the yield. That let's do the first one. The first one was 119, multiply the TDS, so 3.75, divided the grams that we put in the basket, okay? And that's how you calculate the extraction. So it's 24.79, I will say 24.8. And that is high actually. Like if I think about mocha pots, I usually get the best out of the coffee when I, let's say, have 23% when I brew with the aluminum one. So in this case, 24.8 of extraction, we achieved a cup that is not strong, like for my taste, in terms of like a coffee that I can achieve with mocha pots. But it was okay, it was good, more acidity as well. So I want to see now the calculation with the other one. And if I'm not wrong, imagine between the yield and the TDS, the extraction is going to be lower. See? Boom, 24.3. The second one with a lower power, more contact time because the water passed like very slow. It didn't really extract more from the coffee, but even if there's a lower extraction, I can feel more sweetness. I feel like this cup is more balanced compared to the previous one. So that is my point about quality of extraction and not quantity of extraction. What I can say is that in this case, brewing slower, you made the cup more balanced, okay? I don't feel any astringency. I don't really think like the coffee is dark roast, but it doesn't feel like a dark roast. In this way, I brew the coffee. Okay, this one now, it's cold. I can feel like the funkiness as well from the coffee. I can feel that it's a natural coffee from Colombia. Very, very, very recognizable. This one, no, it's also cold. It's just like the sweetness is way better. Still like acidity is nice, but the sweetness is more developed. The different way to brew the coffee change the kind of like quality of extraction that you have in the cup. Slower, has more time to extract more sweet compounds, faster, more, let's say, easier compounds to extract, so more acidity. Now, the coffee is not very strong. I will drink this coffee more as an Americano, maybe like diluted a bit more in the cup with hot water. It would be like more balanced for me. For milk, I wouldn't suggest. I think like you're going to lose a lot of taste of coffee if you put it with milk, because the strength of the coffee is not very high. As I say in the Venus for Cup video, I suggest this more like if you drink it as an American style. All right, for this video is done. My point is this: if I go finer, because you think about, okay, if I want it stronger, if I want it more extracted, I can go finer. Perfect. That's probably what we're gonna do in the next video. But it's going to make it better or not? So I probably gonna gain more TDS, more strength of the coffee, probably over 4% of TDS, but that also is going to increase what is extraction, okay? We are already like on the borderline of, you know, having 24, almost 25. Is it going to bring like more bitterness with this kind of coffee? We will see, probably in the next video. So what you need to take in this video is the fact that brewing with Venus, different power, you saw like the massive difference in time. This time for this kind of coffee at the same grind size with the same level of water didn't change much in terms of number, but in the cup it made a difference. Not super massive, but I can say that was a difference. This one is more enjoyable, giving time for the water to extract the good compounds. Came out without struggling, so we avoid bitter compounds. Probably like this is like the best cup maybe I could get for this coffee, but we're gonna push it later. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna try to push the coffee and see how can we brew better dark roast coffee with the Venus. This is where I found the best result for this coffee, okay? This ratio, this grind size, having a good balanced cup, not strong as I like, but it's good drinkable, all right, for an Americano style coffee. I'm not gonna complain about that. Or like for a, maybe some ice. Now it's starting to be hot here. Brewing with different temperature on the stove is going to affect the extraction of the coffee. In this case, I made it balanced. I made it more balanced. More time on the stove, I made it more balanced. Let's see in the future, all right, if I grind finer, it's going to be better to have a faster extraction or a slower extraction. That is the question. But we will see this in the next episode. I really enjoy making this video, brewing, and share my reaction afterwards with you. If you enjoy this kind of video, please let me know in the comments. I need to understand if you like this kind of videos. I'm having like a lot of thoughts about this. Like, should I continue like this? If people would like to watch this, maybe should do something different. I don't know. I enjoy it, but I want to make videos with you and video for you that you will enjoy. And if you don't enjoy it, why I'm doing this? I mean, I like to do that, but at the same time, I want to make something for you to enjoy and learn, right? So I can teach you in a different way. Let's comment, share your love, and I will see you very soon with another episode. So if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed this series, give it a like. If it's the first time for you in my channel, welcome. All right, we are episode 6 of this series, plus I have lots of video about Moka pot if your interest is Moka pot. So I suggest you to subscribe. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in my next episode. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful day and delicious coffee. Ciao.